Hello, everyone. And today I would like to bring a guest virtually into our classroom. Her name is Rachel Orpano, and she is the president of a student organization called Quench. So, Rachel, if you could share with us a little bit about your organization.
Hi everyone, I'm Rachel. So I'm a part of Quench, and we are partners with Wine to Water, which is a nonprofit that has filter, build, and based projects for communities that don't have clean water. So it's a global nonprofit, and we specifically do um, events called filter builds, where they're like kind of handheld filters, and we build them all together. And then those are deployed globally to different communities and different countries that don't have clean water. And like a small percentage of the filters go into like a stockpile for disaster relief. So that helps a lot with helping people get water when there's like earthquakes and other natural disasters like that. Um, yeah, I think that's the
Yeah,
gist of us.
no, that's okay. And you said you distribute those out to many different countries. Do you see some countries that have challenges, more challenges than others when it comes to clean water for drinking and household use?
Yeah, so during the actual filter build event, we have keynote speakers from Wine to Water that talk about the impact that we have on actual communities. And a lot of them, they have like these small, it's kind of like the same filter as like a backpacking filter that people would take, because they need small units to be able to travel to these communities, because some of them are like you have to travel by river, or in like the middle of like kind of secluded, isolated areas. So they kind of have very small filters so they can get a large amount of them to kind of isolated communities.
Have you ever visited any of these countries and delivered them yourselves or
Um,
anybody in your group?
yeah, that's a super good question. So we're 2 years old now, and
Oh, great.
our founders had a filter bill, like not a filter bill, but it was like a study abroad service mission or service trip to the Dominican Republic, where they did a day with Wine to Water, and they worked more with Wine to Water's ceramic filters, building those. So that kind of so that trip inspired them to form Quench last year.
Oh,
And then
great.
I joined that way. Yeah. But I've been to the Philippines, which is because I'm Filipino, and my grandparents live there, and I traveled there a few times, and I saw just how hard it is to get clean water. And honestly, people don't drink the tap water because it's contaminated. So you see like everyone drinking plastic water bottles, and like kind of a lot of art with actual plastic water bottles trying to repurpose them. But that's another aspect of these filter builds. Like I think we did 20 filters last year, which helps 200 people for over 10 years get clean water. And that will replace like over a million like plastic water bottles in like 6 months, which is crazy.
That is crazy. But I have actually been to the Dominican myself, and just walking along the shoreline, we saw firsthand the number of plastic water bottles that are being like washed up on shore and things like that. So that is great that your organization is doing that. And you're just 2 years old.
I
It's a brand
know.
new organization. So, are there any other activities or events that your group participates in? I know you're kind of a little young, just a couple years old, but anything else that maybe you anticipate you doing in the future?
Yeah, so we do a lot of fundraising events to kind of fundraise for our filter build events, because one filter is kind of expensive. It's like $52. But that goes into the cost of like the parts, which is expensive, and then also deploying the filters and like setting it up with maintenance and training. Um, but we do filter builds, we do fundraising events. We're hoping to have like a big week of fundraising events and like keynote speakers and like other awareness events for World Water Week, which is next semester in March.
Great. So for those students that are maybe wanting to learn a little bit more about your organization or wanting to join, how would they go about doing that?
You can follow us on Instagram. I think it's like Quench Iowa. And then also you can email me. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk with me today. And good luck with your events.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.